Welcome to Jeep Beach News and Views, a podcast about everything Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. Here are your hosts, Charlene and Kurt from JBR.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Jeep Beach News and Views, our podcast that's truly a hodgepodge, Kurt.
It is a hodgepodge today.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
I am feeling pretty average today.
Producer Rob, your average is good.
I think
you know what?
that's-
Right now, average is good.
Yeah,
We'll take it.
that's about it.
Yep. And why is that? Because we are all still rebounding right now from Hurricane Milton.
Yep, Milton was a pain in the butt.
Milton was not very nice.
You know,
Not a fan of Milton.
what I read recently or heard or read or something, because I'm always on the phone, that it takes, because of the stress and anxiety building up, trying to get everything ready. We know it's coming. We didn't know if it was going to be a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, whatever. It takes weeks before you feel normal again. You can literally feel like blah for weeks afterwards.
I totally, whatever psychiatrist or mental health therapist, whoever, that you read that put that out there, I totally can believe that. Yeah. Because we, the first and foremost is we're all okay.
Yep.
We're all okay. So we're going to start out with the positive news. We are definitely all okay, Jeep Beach Nation. I forgot to turn my phone off, y'all. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to silence it right now.
There you go.
I cut mine off.
You cut yours off? I forgot to cut mine off.
Once I figure out how that new button worked.
So now
did you get yourself a new fancy iPhone, Kurt?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
You both did?
Yeah, compliments of our son, who was, he's a beta tester and does all those things. And he's like, you got to get it. So we got it.
Nice.
But anyway, back to what we were saying is, starting off with the positive, we're all okay. And Daytona is still here. Did we take a pretty good hit? Sure did. But we took another licking and we're keeping on ticking, right?
Yes, we are.
I mean, it's the nature of living in paradise, right? It's part of it. And we talk about these things in the past, and we'll probably continue talking about these things in the future, unfortunately.
They're not going away.
But, it's just like Tornado Alley and, the tornadoes that pop up and come out of nowhere. It's avalanches. The one thing about hurricanes that we always tell people, especially Jeep Beach Nation and the Jamley, is that we at least have the opportunity to prepare for these. Right. And like you said, we don't always know where it's coming on shore, at what category, at what strength. And honestly, it really doesn't matter, because a hurricane is a hurricane. And yes, storm surge changes, wind speeds change. But at the end of the day, you don't stop wind and you don't stop water. So it doesn't matter how much you prepare, right? Nope. You can take all the precautionary measures that you need to, but if the water rises, the water rises. It doesn't matter how many sandbags you got out there.
And around here, and the big talk around here is that the flooding was pretty bad, and it's only going to get worse because of the development that's going on, taking away some of the flood areas.
And our yard is one of them.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, we have 2 pools that surround us, one to the west side of us and one to the south side of us.
Yep.
Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm impressed.
Hey.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get a lot of water then?
About 2 feet of water in our backyard.
Yep. Yeah. I had 2 pumps. I was pumping out about
9,000 gallons an hour.
Wow.
And it kept it about 1 inch below our back door.
How about your street front yard? Was it all
completely flooded?
Was it flooded?
Now wait a minute, but let's back that up. The only reason our front yard was completely flooded,
is the storm drains.
Is the storm drains got clogged. We went down there as soon as it was light enough to where we could see. We went down there and unblocked the 3 storm drains.
Yeah.
And it started
pulling water and draining. So we had our road cleared out probably within an hour and a half.
Okay.
The good part about it, we hit this one on an outgoing tide, which was a blessing.
Huge blessing.
Because there was at least a place for water to go. But we pumped water.
6 days. We pumped water for 6 days.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, had a tree fall on my truck.
I know. I seen those pictures. I had a tree fall on my shed.
Yeah, is your shed smushed?
It's got some dents along the sides, but it was fine. I had the brains, which is not oftenly said.
Hey,
you know that.
I'm so
Anybody
glad
knows
you
me.
said it before I did.
But I ended up Thanks a lot.
You up?
I ended up buying a chainsaw beforehand.
There you go.
I had it shipped. Thank you, Amazon.
Yep.
Sunday. I'm like, I got a sneaky feeling I'm gonna need this. I did, and I've got
I
more to do too.
I ran a chainsaw for 3-4 days straight with you guys.
Yep.
Kurt doesn't let me run the big chainsaw that he has, but he bought a Charlene chainsaw.
I bought Charlene a battery-powered chainsaw.
That's the one I got.
And let me tell you,
It kicks butt.
It does kick
totally
butt.
kicks butt. I love my chains.
I had no idea. I'm like, well, maybe I get a few
What kind did you get?
Works.
Works.
WORX.
Yep.
Brand. I ended up getting I had the Weed Whacker.
Right.
So I just bought, and it gave me another battery, the 20 amp thing, and so it works. It works good. Works.
And it does. We had the pole saw out. We had my chainsaw out. We had Kurt's chainsaw out. We had chainsaws going everywhere.
Yeah, our neighbors lost trees.
Everywhere.
It's
Well,
one
you
of them
guys have
things.
so many trees in your backyard.
Yeah,
in that
where
area.
we're at, it was everybody helped us, and we went and helped this neighbor. We
Yeah.
helped this neighbor. We helped this neighbor. So it took
And
us.
it's truly amazing to see the camaraderie. You just,
Yep.
you do what you do.
Yeah,
You do what you do.
There was
And
trees fell on a guy's patio, a
Yep.
couple houses down. Next door, a big tree fell on their pool cage, crushed that. So
It's
there was these big trees. I put a pool in a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that? I took out probably 5 or 6 big, giant water oaks
Right.
that were in the backyard, and I'm thankful that I
I'm
did
thankful you
Yeah.
did too, because those are the big,
How
heavy
dirty is your
trees.
water?
that. Excuse me?
How dirty was your water?
The pool water.
The pool water. I ended up draining it below the jets on Tuesday before the storm hit Thursday, right? I'm preparing. That was part of the preparation. Wednesday, it filled back up just above the jets, so I drained it again below the jets, and it finished up right at the top.
Okay.
So we got about, they said, 20-something inches.
Yeah.
23
Yeah.
and a half
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah.
So just shy of 2 feet of water.
Yeah, and it's
y'all, that was
about
the
it.
most rain I've ever seen come out of a storm. And y'all all know I've lived through a lot of storms, a lot of hurricanes
Yeah.
through my childhood and then adulthood here.
But that was a
And
lot.
that was just a lot of water.
One funny thing for us, in the middle of the night, wake up and hear this quacking. Now, we're near the intercoastal, but I went out to look. It's pouring out. I have a walkway where it's kind of shielded on the north or the east and west side. So I walk out, and I hear it, but it's dark, and I had a flashlight. Did not see anything because when I went out there, it stopped. I go back in. It was right under the master bedroom window. And I had everything boarded
You know
up.
what that was?
Was it frogs
It's
or
a
was
tree- it's tree
the
frog.
No, it
frogs?
was a duck.
No, it's a tree frog.
Because I don't think so.
Yeah,
It is. They sound-
is.
they sound a
sound
little-
just like a
Really?
duck. Yes.
Yeah.
And the more rain,
it
the
was-
louder they get.
And it was deafening.
Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was across the street. When I woke up, it was across the street.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
when
it
you
was far
when you
we
walk outside and they hear something, they quit.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because we
And-
have them
and
in
I
our
have
outdoor
to tell
shop.
I have never heard that before.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I have to tell you, it was deafening in our yard.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, we had 2 feet. The whole entire you couldn't even tell that we had a yard. There was so much water in it.
There's still places like that.
Right
yeah.
now, right now, as we're talking, you are correct,
And with the
my heart
development
breaks.
and the development, every year it gets more and more developed, overdeveloped.
And they
Brother-in-law's house. He's been here 8 years. And he was through Ian and
Right.
Nicole, and that when that was real bad.
What area is he? Port Orange?
No,
or-
he's over in Ormond, right by the airport.
Okay,
they're
so,
building
yep,
up that
yep.
way. His whole cul-de-sac and the whole area flooded.
Flooded.
Didn't before. It did this time.
Yeah. Well, this time areas that are, and not even in flood areas.
Right.
Got flooded. Yeah.
So it was because it was just such a massive
was.
amount of rain, and we were on the northeast side, which typically is where you want to be, but not this storm.
No.
Milton just took it did his own thing. Milton did his own thing and
did.
created his own weather patterns and decided he was going to
nasty
be
coming in.
Yeah, it was truly unreal, and so. We should all be very blessed over here. I know not a lot of people are not feeling that right now because there's so much work ahead of us. But guess what, Jeep Beach Nation? We're doing it.
Yep.
We're doing it. And we were able to, we're not backing down and we're not shying away from April of 2025. We're in full steam. We've got people are still registering. We've got vendors still registering.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not skipping a beat, and more so than ever right now, we need you here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
yeah.
just like that they're saying on the Gulf Coast. I even saw that some of the areas in the mountains, Appalachian State, they welcome their students back. They're getting some of the restaurants up and going from Hurricane Helene up through the western North Carolina mountains. Also saw somebody else was opening up this weekend. And Nantahala, Nantahala. I'm talking about North Carolina, the Nantahala National Park. They're opening up Friday of this week, and so they'll be welcoming guests back through the Nantahala National Forest. So they need you guys too, and they've got some businesses that have been able to open back up. You know, there's pockets and areas like Chimney Rock and Lake Lure down through there. That's going to be years and years and years. But there are other areas, and those other areas are in the same county as the hard hit areas, just like in Florida. Think about our Gulf Coast community, St. Pete, Tampa, Sarasota, everywhere where the eye of Milton just came on. Some of those areas are already starting to get some of their businesses back up and running. And you guys, when I say this isn't being greedy. This is being realistic. The world loves to vacation in Florida, right? Your tourism dollars help keep us afloat. I mean, that's just the nature of what Florida is based on. And so, call ahead. By all means, call ahead. Check your properties. Check your, the areas when you get ready to come. Now, by April, I have all suspicion we'll be in good shape. There may be some hotels that may not be open quite yet.
I know, but the great part about this year, we didn't get nearly the beach erosion that we've got in the last. We got
some, but not as
bad as the last hurricane, so we're good there.
And all the power has been restored in
all
Volusia
the power
County. So we're
on.
now over in St. Pete.
Not the case.
No, as a matter of fact, the Trop was messed
the
up.
Tropicana
They're not. They are even saying that the Rays aren't going to be playing there.
No.
So they got to find a place to play. That's what they're saying as of now.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, some places in the state are hit hard. Some places were hit hard but are coming back slowly. Some are getting back quicker.
Correct.
Right now we're doing okay.
We are. And okay is good.
Yeah.
We'll take okay because the alternative is devastating and catastrophic. And there are some areas that are catastrophic, but it's not the entire state. I think the world sees Florida, because of us being a peninsula, as, oh my God, the whole state is seeing catastrophic damage. Not the case, you guys, not the case. Pockets and areas have seen catastrophic damage, but that is not everywhere. And again, even in those catastrophic areas where they saw that just unbelievable devastation, there's areas in those counties, and guess what? Your tourism dollars help those areas recover and rebound. So, we have some places that we follow over in Sanibel and Captiva. They were hit hard. But guess what? There's already some businesses and restaurants and shops open on Sanibel and Captiva. And they're begging people, come on, we're here. We need you. We want you. We can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
But just be mindful, again, if you are planning on traveling soon in the next, throughout the fall and the holidays, just call ahead. They're going to tell you, everybody's going to be honest. All of our hotel partners here in Daytona Beach, they're all standing. They're all doing great. Damages and repairs to be made, but nothing that, again, is catastrophic that is shutting them down for any amount of time. So, come on down to Florida. Yep. We need you wherever it is that you're planning on vacationing, whether it's Daytona with us or whether it is, in another area of Florida. Again, we really want to see you guys, and we'd love to have you here. The other thing that we want to talk about and give a huge shout out to is, and we were just talking about this a minute ago, the pulling together, the unity of folks that are coming together and helping.
We did that Monday.
We did that Monday of this week. We've got some guests that are coming in, you guys, not on this podcast, but on the next one. But what I was going to say is FBH community. one of your Jeep Beach charities and where we put your Jeep Beach dollars to work. And this is, if you recall, we worked with them 2 years ago after Ian. Was it Hurricane Ian?
I think so.
Where South Daytona flooded, and we did the big hurricane relief at Campbell. I want to say it was Hurricane Ian.
I think it was Ian, yeah.
But it was 2 years ago, and thank goodness last year we didn't have to deal with it. But unfortunately, the area that we serviced was underwater, including Campbell Middle School. So this year we had a church step up in Midtown, and they opened up their building, they opened up their lot, they got power back. And I want you to listen to the organizations that came through. And what I am most proud of is that you guys, a lot of these organizations are part of your Jeep Beach network and your Jamly, because it was not just us. Jeep Beach, when they reached out literally before the storm, we already started preparing and staging for after the storm because we knew what was to come. And so ahead of the storm, FBH Community reached out. They asked if we would partner. We said, by all means. What's the biggest need? They said hot meals. We know a little something about serving hot meals at Jeep Beach.
Just about food in general.
About food in general. So huge, massive shout out to Martin's Bread, and an organization called Operation Barbecue. We've started working with them. This is via one of our directors who actually is very engaged with the recovery efforts with Martin's Bread. And he was able to help hook us up and connect us with Operation Barbecue for the first time. We had never worked with them.
And Dixon Barbecue also.
Dixon
they all
Barbecue.
work together.
They're down in Fort Pierce, actually.
Yep. And so we drove down Monday, 2 hours, and picked up 500
hot meals.
Brought them back up here.
And you brought 450 back.
400.
And actually, Wawa.
And Wawa
also
stepped up with 150 meals. So we served this 650 people on Monday in 2 hours.
So that was pretty amazing, you guys. Just unbelievable resources. But here is who helped. So we had, of course, Jeep Beach handling the hot meals. We then had Generational Legacy Incorporated. They helped with the volunteer base tremendously.
Yep.
So I can't even list all the organizations that brought volunteers out, but Advent Health brought healthcare supplies out to the folks. So huge shout out to Advent Health. Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce provided huge volunteer support for us. The Salvation Army came out and provided buckets
and cleanup packs.
Which was amazing. They also helped us with the Wawa sourcing there. Volusia County as a whole came out. They were there. We had some of our council members there helping us distribute items and just be there to talk to the people and kind of be a liaison between the county residents with FEMA. We then had FPL, Florida Power and Light. They came out and gave out tremendous amounts of bleach,
mops, brooms,
oh my gosh,
cleaning products, garbage bags, because they were right across from us.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch. Then we had Halifax Urban Ministries, another one of your Jeep Beach rated charities, and they brought out clothing and shoes and bedding for folks because they have a huge supply. We call it Hum here, but it's Halifax Urban Ministries, and they were able to provide bedding and clothing, shoes. And then we had uplifting our local community. One of the sororities, I can't see, it's a little bit blurry on this, sorry you guys, but one of the sororities at Bethune-Cookman, we had several of the sports teams from Bethune-Cookman because we were literally right there in the middle of Midtown in the Bethune-Cookman campus.
Yep, we had the golf team there, their coach, the assistant coach.
It was just...
We had 3 or 4 of the kids from DME.
From DME Academy.
Come over and volunteer. And the great part about it, we had church groups and these businesses and everybody who worked together that day. And let me tell you, we knocked it out of the park.
It was unbelievable. And I think
how many people got served and how quick.
And I think the reason you brought up the church groups and all these organizations, this is what I've been Charlene's soapbox, right? For the last few months, because we're in the middle of a campaigning year for all of our politicians, and we need our government. But what we need to do, Jeep Beach Nation and the world, is remember that we are a government of the people, for the people, by the people, and for the people, right? And right now, that means we, the people, need to unify. Stop dividing ourselves according to race, religion, political beliefs. We don't care. You know what? Rob, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. Vote for whoever you want to vote for. That's what makes our democracy a democracy and so beautiful, right? That doesn't change my view of you. I love you. I don't care who you're. That's your business. That's your right. As
you're trying to tell me I'm going to vote for someone that you're not going to vote for?
Well, no. I'm just saying, if you did in our local elections, our federal elections, that's your right.
Correct.
As an American.
It is.
That is your right as an American.
Your goat killing music. That's your right.
Well, it's not really. I play that off. That's just a kind of.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just.
You know what? Coming up, we're going to be, little inside thing is that, we record on Friday when we do our happy hour on Friday. And when we do that, I got some special little tidbits for you as far as music goes.
Well, so you'll have to chime in, Jeep Beach Nation and News and Views on Friday at 5.
And speaking of what we're doing, can we go ahead and say what we're doing tomorrow?
We can. On Thursday of this week, also partnering with Operation Barbecue.
And partnering with South Turn. We have one
of your Jeep Beach rated restaurants.
And we're doing a cruise in there tomorrow night. And we said, so since we're doing it on Thursday night football, we're going to be there. We're going to service 500 more people tomorrow.
We're going to serve 500 more meals, hot meals.
Hot meals tomorrow. Me and Kyle are going down at 11 o'clock tomorrow to pick them up and bring them back. And we're going to service our South Daytona area tomorrow that got hit very hard and feed 500 people tomorrow. And, it goes to show
unity is stronger.
And how a restaurant, who we're there to support, that restaurant is opening up his parking lot to let us give away free food.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome that we have partners that will open up their doors and say, look, y'all give away the free food there. We're going to do this. We're still going to support. And it's just a great thing that we come together and help our community in that way.
And that's what it's about. United we stand, divided we fall. So you guys remember, we are the United States of America, and we love you. And the Jamly is the Jamly, all inclusive. Don't care what your beliefs are. I mean, we love our Jamly, and we are so much stronger together. So please, you guys, come together in areas. We've seen, you know what? I'm going to give another shout out. Again, there was a local Jeep club in North Carolina. Y'all have heard my family is all over Western North Carolina. It took 11 days to find my great aunt. We found her. And one of the local Jeep clubs was able to make their way on rescue missions to her home, so we knew her home was still standing. So when her area has power restored, roads and bridges restored, because there was a lot of damage, but her house was still standing. And one of our local Jeep clubs in North Carolina was able to get there and find her home for us.
We sent
their address up. I just got chills thinking about it, you guys. It's truly amazing what we are humbled again. I say it, but I don't say it lightly. We are humbled to be the voice. We are humbled to say that you, Jeep Beach Nation, are our Jamly, and we love you, and we will continue to always shout and sing the praises of the Jeep community, no matter where you are, because you guys are amazing, amazing Americans. Or if you're in another country, some of our Jamly abroad, right?
That's right.
So we love you guys. You support us, and we're here to support you. Just keep hanging in there with us, but don't change your plans of coming to Florida, no matter where you're coming. And certainly, by all means, go get your registration for Jeep Beach 25, because we're going to do some really cool, our coastal cleanup in light of the storms. Yep. Our coastal cleanup, we're going to be able to do some really cool coastal cleanup projects and initiatives while you guys are in town for Jeep Beach 25. So let's make more good things happen, right?
That's right.
Let's do it.
All right.
So again, real quick, Thursday,
Thursday,
Tomorrow.
which is tomorrow.
Yep.
So that's going to be October the 17th.
Yep.
Yep.
From 6 to 9 at South Turn Restaurant. Is it South Turn Bar and Grill? I always get it messed up, but
think
it's
so.
called the South Turn, I think a Bar and Grill.
Bar and Grill.
Or restaurant.
Yeah.
If you look it up, you can't miss it. If you know someone who has been flooded out of their home, they don't have a kitchen, they're not getting hot meals right now, they're just going on snacks and dry goods, please send them to the South Turn parking lot tomorrow. We'll have 500 hot meals while they last, and we just want to take care of our neighbors. All right.
There you go.
All right.
All right, you
See
guys.
you next
We
week.
love y'all, and we will. We'll see you next week with some special guests, you guys. Bye, y'all.
That's a wrap on Jeep Beach News and Views. Be sure to subscribe for future automatic downloads to your favorite podcast player app. Got a comment? Or would you like to be featured on Jeep Beach News and Views? Email us at radio@jeepbeach.com. That's radio@jeepbeach.com. Until next time, keep all four on the ground and your tops down.